Thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to be here today, and welcome everybody. I'm here to talk about TrakLok Corporation, and what we do is we keep the bad guys out of shipping containers, and we give the good guys the tools to optimize their supply chains. So, cargo theft from inadequate security is a $30 billion problem annually. Now, this is one scenario with a $50 tool you can buy on the internet. You can get into and out of a container and leave no evidence. And this is only one of a dozen ways. Trust me, go to YouTube and look it up. You'll find a dozen ways to do this. So beyond the obvious financial implications, there's a huge homeland security problem here. Now, the answer, we feel, is the GeoLock. Basically, this is a device that came out of work I did for Department of Homeland Security previously, and has been augmented greatly by the team we brought to the table. We've got the industry constraints we received during the process of development were very simple. It has to be rugged, it has to be reusable, it has to be always visible. If I can't see my container, my cargo, I can't manage it. And finally, it's got to have a business model that works with my operations. In our case, that's a leasing model. So using a variety of technologies, GPS, satellite, cellular, other things, we make sure this thing's always available. Not just at the container level, but we can actually look inside the container and give you an inventory of your cargo using wireless sensors. And we feel that's a distinct competitive advantage, allowing our clients to use the supply chain as part of their warehousing strategy. Now, any way you look at this, it's a staggeringly large market. There are about 250 million trucks, containers, vans in the world used for cargo conveyance. And the hardware market for security and tracking alone is $6 billion in the next 3 to 4 years. And the logistics surrounding that are another $4 billion. So it's a staggeringly large market. We're using a niche market approach to get into the market that's focusing on extremely high value, extremely high interest, extremely hazardous materials. But we have a very clear strategy for moving to less valuable, less interest, and less hazardous materials to reach a broad market. I think the important thing to realize at this juncture, we are already in commercial testing. We finished up one round of commercial testing with Kansas City Southern, New Mexico in June, and we have another round coming up with Nike, Maersk, and Kansas City Southern, tracking Nike apparel from the point of manufacture to the point of distribution, Asia to North America. So it's an exciting time for the company. We also have distributorship requests. Now we're getting basically weekly from all over the world, and we've had some license deals proposed to us already. If you look at the competitive landscape, it's very simple. Few of our competitors focus on both security and visibility, and none as comprehensively as we do. We've talked to FedEx, we've talked to Kansas City Southern, CSX Railway, MasterLock, and a dozen others, and they all say the same thing. TrakLok, the GeoLock, is unique and valuable. Now, we expect to differentiate ourselves in 3 specific ways. Unprecedented security, unrivaled visibility. So with enough work, we can be matched, but we won't be exceeded. Period. And bear in mind that visibility studies have already shown a $200 to $500 per trip per container savings to the industry for use of this technology. And 12 million containers came into the country last year. So there's a tremendous amount of savings. This system pays for itself. Third of all is the value-added logistics services we expect to roll out through our web portal, which I should have mentioned a second ago, which is the second part of our 2 products, the GeoLock and the TrakLog, and that's where our clients will access their information. Now, in terms of revenue model, there are 2 pieces. There's a hardware piece, which in our case is a leasing model, and there's a recurring services revenue model. So the unit cost is about $1,800. That'll come down with volume, and we make about 50% margin on that, plus 50% on the recurring services. That's how we reach the kind of targets we're expecting. Now, we expect to break even late the second year of full operations, and I think the amazing thing is how much we've done on the financing we've had to date. About $500,000. We've been through 2 functional prototypes. We're sitting here in commercial testing, distributors and lining up and ready to go to market next quarter. So we're looking for about another $2 million in resources to get through cash flow positive. And our exit strategy is a Fortune 500 acquisition. There have been several notable acquisitions in the last 3 years in our space for 3 to 6 times revenue, and we've already received overtures of this type from a Fortune 500. So we're excited to be here at this point in time. It's a great time for us. Now, the leadership team to me is really the icing on the cake. Highly complementary team, deep depth of talent, and our depth of experience and talent at every position. I can't say enough good things about these guys. All seasoned entrepreneurs, Everybody's been through at least one good and one bad startup, and as we all know, you learn more from the bad startups than you ever learn from the good. And beyond that, just a phenomenal team. I'd also point out that we have a board of advisors and directors. Again, great talent. Transportation specialist, the former director of the National Transportation Research Center, VP of telematics for a maritime crane company, founder of a company that was acquired in our space by GE 3 years ago, and of course Mike Wolf is the author of the seminal market study in this space. So we've got great talent that sort of caps off this venture. Now, to put a nice pretty bow on this and wrap it all up, unprecedented security, unrivaled visibility. It's the right team, it's the right market, the right plan, and the right time. We're the first mover in this space, and we expect to be the market leader. And the ROI potential for everybody concerned is outstanding. So thank you for your time.